Hello friends, welcome to Cook to Nourish. Today we'll see how to make homemade kombucha. Today I'm going to show you how to brew kombucha. So this happens in two different steps. So we'll start by first, making the brew and letting it to ferment. And then the second process, we take that fermented brew and kombucha and then try to add additional flavors to it so that you get your final kombucha, and then you can bottle it and store it in the refrigerator. So to begin with, what is kombucha? Kombucha is nothing but it's a probiotic drink, fermented drink that has a combination of good bacteria as well as good yeast that is good for your body. So the way to make it is, first you need a SCOBY, which is SCOBY, and that's nothing but a culture. It's a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. That's what SCOBY stands for. And to begin the process, you need to have that. Now, you can either get one, you can purchase it from a store. So I bought the whole kit from the Kombucha Shop, and it comes with everything. It comes with this big jar. It comes with this tiny pouch in which you can add the tea leaves, as well as the cover for this, and then it comes with the instructions, as well as it comes in a pouch with a little bit of starter kombucha, and then it has this SCOBY. Now here I have transferred it to a container after, I keep doing this, and then once your batch is done, you can kind of keep it in another container between batches. So that's where I have it now. But you can initially start off by buying it, or you can even buy it from, or borrow it, or get some from a friend who has some. For example, now my SCOBY is really grown along, so I can, I'll be able to share this with any friend of mine if they wanted to use it. So to begin with, what we need is, we are going to start by taking 4 cups of water and boiling it. So I have my water boiling there, so I'm going to bring that over here. This is my water. It's filtered water. Make sure you get filtered water. To that, this is 4 cups of filtered water, and to that I'm going to add a mix of black tea leaves and green tea leaves. You can do either black tea, green tea, or white tea, or you can do a mix of the different. I find that mix of green tea and black tea gives it really good flavor, so I'm just going to stick to that. We need 3 tablespoons of tea. So I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of the black tea, and this is the pouch. Now this comes with the kit if you buy from Kombucha Shop, or you can just you don't need a bag like this. You can just add the tea leaves into this water, and then you can strain it using another strainer or something like that. So that's 1 tablespoon of the black tea, and then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the green tea. So that's 1. And that's 2. So this comes with a string, so you can tighten it, and then that way it's like a nice bag that you can just drop inside this. So basically you let this tea brew for 5 to 7 minutes, and then we'll add the sugar to it. Okay, so let it brew now for 5 minutes. So our tea has been brewing for 5 minutes. You just take the tea bag out. If you're not using a bag like this, then you'll have to strain the tea leaves out. And then to this, now we need to add a sugar, and we need about 1 cup of sugar. Now, what kind of sugar should you be using? Generally, white refined sugar is what's recommended. However, since I didn't want to do that, I'm using unrefined cane sugar or sugar in the raw, and it works fine even with this sugar. some brewers say that the unrefined sugar may not end up giving you good kombucha, but it does work fine for me. So I'm just going to add 1 cup of this. It's 1 cup, it's a half cup measure. So now I'm just going to give it a stir. This is already hot, so that's the time when you add the sugar. That helps because it will dissolve fast. And that's pretty much it for now. We have to just dissolve this, and then once it's completely dissolved, we'll transfer it to this jar and add some additional water and add our SCOBY. So all the sugar is dissolved now. The tea is also cooled down a little bit. So I'm going to pour this into the jar. Now we are going to add another 8 cups more of filtered water to this, and then we'll add the SCOBY into it. So I have filtered water here, so I'm going to measure and add that. Finished adding the 8 cups of water to it. So now only thing we need to do is transfer the SCOBY back to it. So it's going to be a little bit messy. See, this has a lot of layers now, so I can actually transfer one and keep it separately because there is a lot. What I'm going to do is transfer one of the top layer, which is actually the baby SCOBY from last time. Transfer it there, and then all the rest of it I'm going to transfer it in here. And this is all of the water too. Some of it you can add, the rest I'm going to add it to here to keep that other SCOBY in there. And this is like a spare one. You have to keep this outside, not in the fridge. Okay, so I'm just going to keep this in case I want to brew another batch while this is still going on. I can do that as well. And that's it. The temperature, actually I forgot to show you, but along with the kit you also get this temperature sticker. So once you place that, then you can actually see what the temperature of the brew is. So after mixing the cold water, my temperature was around 76, which is good. It has to be between 68 and 85. And if it's still hot, then you let it cool before adding your SCOBY in. Okay, so now this is done. I'm just going to quickly wash my hands, and you cover it with a cloth like this, so you just cover it with a cloth and you tie with a rubber band, and you have a rubber band and that goes around it. So that's it. And now I'll just move it to the back of my kitchen and let it stay there for about 3 weeks. So it's been about 2 weeks exactly since we did this, and I know I like the taste when it's like really sour, so I didn't taste test it yet, but you could start taste testing it from 10 days onwards and see if the taste is to your liking, and then you can start to add the flavors. So the way to go about doing the flavor or taste test is to have a pipette, and that again comes with the Kombucha Shop kit, and you can just put that in it. I'm going to get a glass, by the way, so I can put it in that. So then just gently kind of go down, and that way you can get a little bit of the liquid and then do a taste test. It's really nice now. It's really fermented a lot. can already feel that fermentation and the sourness, so it's perfect. So generally I keep around 2 weeks. When it's summertime, you may it may ferment even faster, at a faster rate, so you might need to keep it for a lesser time, but 2 weeks is generally about good, that I find it enough. Now the next step what we need to do is to actually take the SCOBY. As you can see how it has grown a lot. Even though we separated one layer last time, it has developed an additional layer on top, which is the new or the baby SCOBY, and the mother is still there in the bottom. So what we need to do is just grab it. What I have is a container here that I'm going to transfer it into temporarily, and then I'm going to move it somewhere else. But for now I'm just going to transfer it, all of it back into this. It kind of looks weird, but that's all of your culture there. And as I said before, you can distribute some of it to your friends who are interested in making kombucha. Okay, so the next step what we'll do is I'm just going to strain all of this, because there might be some culture in it and fibrous kind of material, and if you don't want that, we are going to strain it. So I have this strainer, and I have my husband helping me out here because it's a little bit heavy. And see some tiny bits. Oops, I think it's it's almost full there, so watch out. So so some of the tiny fibrous stuff, you can kind of catch that. And then now we're ready to add the flavor. So I have these bottles. You can use any other glass bottles you have to. Like up until now I was using the other kombucha bottles that I had from before, like the store-bought brand bottles, but then I learned that actually having a narrow neck actually helps the fermentation even better, and will make it even more like fermented. So that's why I'm now using these ones, but you could use any glass bottles. And for flavors, there are so many different things that you can do. If you bought the Kombucha Shop kit, then it comes with a nice guide, and it has a lot of different ideas for flavors, so you can try the different things. For us here, we've been trying very simple things, and whatever we have tried so far, it's actually been good. I need to move the camera. Our favorite is blueberries. So what I use is frozen blueberries, and I have just thawed it a little bit so that it's not like icy, and once you thaw it, what happens is the juice, little bit of the juice comes too, so that actually helps to give the flavor. So I'm going to just first add a little bit of the juice into it, and then also just drop the blueberries. I find it easiest to do it by hand because it's a narrow bottle, so it'll be hard to even if you use a spoon. So just kind of add individually around 15 to 20 berries or so, and they will as the brew continues to ferment, and that will give you a lot of flavor. So that's one thing, and I just wanted to show you a couple different things. And then lemon and ginger is another favorite. So I have finely chopped, oh, I should wash my hands because this has blueberries. So I use finely chopped fresh ginger. So just going to add that directly into the bottle. You could also grate it, or you could also juice the ginger and get the fresh ginger juice, but I don't bother. If you finely chop it, it's actually, you don't even realize that it's in the brew, and even later on you can filter it if you like, So I'm just going to add about a teaspoon or so of fresh ginger. And this is lemon juice, freshly squeezed, so I'm going to add about a tablespoon of that too. Okay, so that's, these are two of our favorites. Another thing that we do is to just fresh lemon, fresh orange juice. And I have actually I have run out of oranges, so I'm not doing that. But fresh orange juice, just adding a little bit, that's very good too. And then cucumbers, I have heard from other people that it's very good, so I'm going to try this for the first time. And I have chopped them. These are organic English cucumbers, so seedless, and I have chopped them really, really fine. So I'm just going to drop some of that into the bottle as well. All right, so here again I'm going to need my husband's help in pouring this out, because that's a lot of thing. So I use this funnel that helps to get this. So all you're doing is just filling it up and leave a gap on the top. About an inch on the top you have to leave. The blueberry flavor, turns out to be like the best. Now we'll just finish adding up the other flavors as well. So here we have lemon and ginger, and it's again same thing, just add it to the bottom of the bottle and then just fill it up with the liquid and leaving about an inch on the top. And this is the cucumber one, which also is really refreshing. It's a very nice refreshing taste. It's not very sweet, and I like to ferment my kombucha so that it's sour, and let it ferment for 3 to 4 days and then transfer it to the refrigerator, and then you can begin to enjoy them. I hope you enjoyed this video and hope you will be motivated to make your own kombucha. Thanks for watching.